Hey everybody, how are you doing? So I'll do a longer forecast for the following, let's say I'll look out kind of generally over the rest of September instead of the weekly readings. But I wanted to just address the moons this month. We have like this extended Pisces feeling moon situation going on, and so it means lots of feelings. It's kind of like a Cancer moon. So you're going to feel, and then with Mars doing this extended stay in Aries, that exacerbates what's going on, and then there are other things that, extenuating circumstances in your real life and also other planetary influences that make the feelings very deep. And deep feelings come to the surface that maybe you thought you wouldn't have or shouldn't have, or maybe you thought they were gone. I know I've experienced that, and it's pretty surprising sometimes, like just how deeply you can feel about sometimes seemingly small things, sometimes things that make sense, you feel the way you do, but it's what's happening is in part astrological. What I would like to say is if you have a history of anxiety or depression or anything else where you're more severely influenced by these kind of astrological comings and goings, the moons can be really intense on people, especially if you already have some mood swings or something like depression. It could be any other kind of mood disorder. Just be very mindful of your own feelings and pay attention and try to have an awareness that you're having feelings that are deep, and you just wiggle a little room between yourself and the feelings when you develop an awareness where you can say, not life sucks and everything's bad, or why bother. There you're kind of trapped in the feeling. The difference between that and saying something like, I notice I'm having some really strong feelings, is the difference sometimes between life and death for people, but definitely the difference between a less pleasant experience and a more pleasant experience. And the idea here is not to be like super shiny happy. The idea is to notice that thoughts aren't you. You don't equal your thoughts, and your thoughts don't equal you. Oh, I'm here. So in my coaching world, that's Bugatti, that's my Greyhound. In my coaching world, and I invite you, if you're a divorced woman, right now I'm focusing most of my coaching attention on a group practice I have, a group coaching practice it's called Camille, and I run it with two other coaches, Mimi and Carolyn. Some of you know them. Mimi specializes in this is just like an aside, because I mentioned it to somebody in this group, and I invite all of you who are divorced women to join our free private Facebook group, because we do a lot of we have coaching almost every single day, coaching exercises. We give you ways to think about your money situation. We focus a lot on divorced women's finances, but also your self-development, your moods, how to help yourself, how to take care of yourself. So go to Camille, Camille hyphen, so dash, that's a hyphen, right? I'm saying the right word. I haven't had my full copy yet. So it's Camille-co.com. And just subscribe, and in one of the first emails you get, you can go to our Rebranding Divorce private Facebook group. We do try to keep some controls over who is joining that group, because we want to create a safe experience for divorced women. We don't want them to feel compromised. And if you become a part of our group, you'll get the same protection. So to get into that Rebranding Divorce Facebook group, you've got to be on our list, our subscriber list, so we can verify who you are. And we do ask some entry questions to get into the private Facebook group, again, for the protection of you, ultimately, if you're in there. But back to the moons. So the point is you want to create some wiggle room, just a hair's width of space between you and your thoughts. The first step is just to say to yourself, I am noticing I'm having some really intense feelings and thoughts, like anything that reflects hopelessness or recrimination, self-abuse, things that start to sound like verbal abuse towards yourself or even toward others. It's a mind that's agitated. And it's okay to have that. It's not like a crime. It's very, very normal, very, very human. But the path toward a more peaceful, calm, aware life is to start to notice the difference between you and your thoughts. So again, to get through this September when we have some very intense feelings coming up for people is to learn the difference between life sucks, I suck, I make bad decisions, or I've ruined my life, or so-and-so's ruined my life, or something's ruined my life. Those are very intense thoughts that feel awful. It can start to feel like it can, if somebody's, again, has a tendency toward a mood disorder, those can really tip you in the wrong direction and be quite dangerous thoughts. So the difference between that and just saying to yourself, I notice I'm having intense thoughts, is sometimes the difference between life and death, and definitely the difference between having a more aware, transcendental life and a pretty miserable emotional experience throughout your life. So those are my thoughts for what has been like the weekly forecast. But I notice for the weekly forecast, I'm tending to notice, unless there's a big event, I'm tending to notice more the moon activity. And following that is the moon activity. I'll come back and do a longer overview for the whole month of September for everybody that's more generalized. But anyway, I just wanted to pop in and say that because I can definitely feel it. I know if I can, other people can. And I know if I'm feeling that intensity, I know people who are struggling a little more with their mental wellness picture are probably feeling it pretty intensely. So I just wanted to say hello. And it helps, like here I am. So one solution is to get outside in nature is a really quick fix. And so I'm here, I don't know if you can see it. It's a tiny stream, but I'm out under the trees. I can hear birds. You may be able to hear them too. And the water. And then here's my dog, Bugatti. So I'm spending more time with Bugatti. Sometimes when I'm on a work day, even though he's in the house with me, he's just like over on his cushion and I'm on my chair on my computer, and we're not really hanging together. So I'm spending a little more like one-on-one with the dog because he needs attention too, and it helps me. Like if I give attention to him, it helps me. So those are some suggestions for how to just break any intensity in your own mood. Just a quick fix. All right, take care.